Yeah, so if you hear any background noise, such as my neighbors upstairs freaking stomping around or anything like that, I's sorry. Ugh. Anyways, so I wanted to talk about how to recognize toxic behaviors. So I wanted to give you like basically 9 things. So like a way to recognize if someone is toxic or they have a toxic behavior is when you notice that you feel confused or you are suddenly unsure of yourself due to them possibly gaslighting you or, them saying something to make you doubt something. You share good news and then they try to come bring fears that they have. They try to bring up, well, this could go wrong and then that can go wrong. You haven't thought of anything that could go wrong with your plans, but this person has. So now suddenly you kind of feel slightly unsure of yourself. That's a toxic behavior because they shouldn't be trying to project their fears onto you. You have the bravery and the courage to go out and take a risk or to try something new that they never thought about. And now suddenly it's, well, this could go wrong, that could go wrong. Seriously? Anyways, so that was point number 1. So point 2 is like, if you are having a phone conversation with somebody or you meet up to say have lunch or, you're talking to them in the parking lot or whatever, you notice that after that interaction, you suddenly feel drained because they were more than likely an energy vampire draining your life force, taking your energy from you. Energy vampires can basically steal your energy by looking at you, engaging in conversation, being in your presence. They're very toxic, most definitely. But if you also leave that interaction and you suddenly feel angry or you feel like full of anxiety, it was like an exchange of energy. You were all happy and go lucky and content. Now all of a sudden you're feeling a bit down and sad. Like it's almost like that interaction, they stole your joy and your happiness and your contentment. And they gave you their anger, their sorrow, their anxiety, their whatever they were feeling, their fears. You know what I'm saying? That is definitely, a sign of a toxic behavior or a toxic person. Because a normal person who is genuinely happy for you, happiness comes from within. So if you're talking to someone else who is genuinely happy with their life, where they're at and everything like that, and y'all are engaging, then it was a great interaction. You would actually leave that interaction feeling happier than before you had the interaction, because it was a good, positive exchange of good, excellent energy and possible, intellect, ideas or whatever, But always, always, always pay attention to how you feel. This is one thing that I've learned about toxic people. It doesn't matter if they're a sociopath, narcissist, psychopath, whatever the fuck. Toxic is toxic. Negative is negative. Low vibrational is low vibrational. So point is, if I feel some type of way, then that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? People love to make you feel how they feel. Prime example. I done made a few videos about the incident that I had with my cousin who lived with me, and I had to kick his grown ass out, because he was feeling miserable, bitter, sad, and whatever other emotions he was feeling. More than likely, I feel that he was stressed out because that's what he tried to make me feel. I noticed that when he would start drama, and that's what toxic people do. They love to start drama and chaos for no apparent reason. But that's what he was doing. And I realized how angry I felt, how stressed I felt, how anxiety started to flare up. And I'm like, why would my cousin want me to feel this way? That's because he felt that way. And that's also a reason why I dismissed him and I haven't looked back since. Because my peace means everything to me. My home is my sanctuary from the outside world and life. So I should be able to be at peace here. And if there's tension and anything that's not to my liking, it has to go. Period. Point blank, period. Anyways, so the next thing, people, like toxic people, will try to make you feel bad about yourself. So I'm going to give an example. So my cousin being angry at me, suddenly, all of a sudden, I'm a crazy bitch and blah, 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 blah. The old, unhealed, traumatized version of me would have blew the fuck up. Who you think you calling crazy? Da, 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 da. And I would have been all mad and this and that. But I'm healed. I'm more whole and I'm more connected with myself and self-assured and secure within myself that I don't care that you're calling me that, because you calling me a crazy bitch because I'm not going to let you leech and freeload and mooch off of me for free as a grown-ass man. You know, you're only calling me names because you're low vibrational, you're toxic, and you somehow think that, don't get me wrong, words hurt, but his words didn't faze me, because it's like, I understand that, you know, you're going through something, but it's also not my job. Even though I am a spiritual healer, it is not my job to heal everyone that comes to me. It's not my job to help everyone that comes to me. It's just not my job. My job is to save my damn self and to focus on my own spiritual journey. That is my job. You know, I'm also, you might as well say, like, I'm a teacher, because I noticed that when I went to like my YouTube analytics, I'm 30. Why is everyone who watches my damn videos 35 all the way to 65 years old? Are y'all, did y'all just like, in my mind, I was just like, these older people, it's like you all have not gotten it yet. You know, because there's a lot of, you know, 35 plus year old fools out here in the world. And, you know, it used to surprise me because they used to always be like, well, I'm older than you and I'm this. Age don't mean nothing, baby. The soul means everything. And if my soul has been around the block a couple times, baby, I'm wiser than you. And I came back more than likely to teach your ass some shit. You know, that's the one thing about my mom that she doesn't even understand. Like, I came to teach you, you know, the dynamic of like an empath and a narcissist. Matter of fact, that's a whole nother damn video that I'm just make. But, you know, I came to teach, you know, because people are always asking me for advice, asking me this, asking me that. But anyways, back on topic. So if people try to make you feel bad about yourself, that's a toxic behavior. If you have the need to like continuously help them, like every time you turn around, your buddy, your relative, coworker, whoever it is, they constantly have problems left and right, and they're constantly coming to you, wanting you to like solve their problem, and you feel like you're always continuously trying to help them. That's toxic, because damn, do you not have a brain to figure shit out for yourself? I mean, it gets exhausting. It gets exhausting. Because I be having to just tell folks when they come to me for advice sometimes, I'd be like, if I didn't exist in this realm and on this dimension called Earth and in this time, and you never knew me, what would you do? Oh, I would do X, Y, Z, this, that, and the third. I said, well, why the hell are you asking me if that's what the hell you would do if I didn't exist? But see, that's a whole nother video right there that I can make something off of. We're going to stay on topic. Okay, so another thing that a toxic person or a toxic behavior would be is if, you know, you notice that you're being manipulated, and you notice that your boundaries are not being respected. A person who takes your boundary as a sign of disrespect, or they have a problem with the fact that you created a boundary. And that's most narcissists. Most narcissists cannot handle when you tell them no and you put a boundary up. Your boundary hurts them because they can't walk all over you. They can't do what they want. So now they're going to try to tear that boundary down, try to wear it down. Those type of people do not respect you. And I don't know about you, but me, if you don't respect me, you don't deserve a place in my life. Period. Another thing, if someone is manipulating you into doing something that you don't want to do. So there's something that you don't want to do, but then they try to guilt trip you and start trying to, well, I did this for you, and you owe me, stuff like that, like to try to get you to do something that you do not want to do. Let that person go. You are not obligated to do shit for anybody, and you're not obligated. You don't owe anybody on this planet anything. So don't let your parents think that you owe them something just because they made the decision to have you and raise you. That was a choice they made. You didn't ask to be born. That's a sense of entitlement, but it doesn't matter who it is. Don't ever feel obligated or that you owe somebody something. If somebody does something out of the kindness of their heart, you owe them gratitude, a thank you. But outside of that, you don't owe them anything, especially if you didn't ask for them to do anything or do whatever it was, or you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you a prime example. Like, my mom would always volunteer to do things. And then she thinks because she did a quote unquote nice deed that somehow I owed her. Don't do something if you are expecting something in return, because it's not out of the kindness of your heart. You're doing it with the sense of expecting someone to owe you a favor, to do something for you in return. Sometimes if you do something for somebody, sometimes they can't always do anything back for you. I mean, But anyways, on to our next thing. So, you feel that you deserve an apology, but it never comes. You know that you were in the right, and this person is just like in the total wrong. They know it, you know it, but they refuse to apologize. That is a toxic behavior and a toxic person, because you have a lot of pride and ego to not be able to just say, I apologize. I'm not even going to say I'm sorry, because I've come to the conclusion, and this is just me, but if a person says, I'm sorry, I don't take it as an apology. I take it as in, you're a sorry son of a bitch. In other words, if you slap me in my face and you say, I'm sorry, I'm like, yeah, you are a sorry motherfucker. You're sorry the day that your mother, didn't swallow your ass. You're sorry that I don't fucking punch you in your damn throat. I don't really like hearing somebody say, oh, I'm sorry. No. You should say, I apologize, because that is a more sincere apology. Somebody saying, if you go look up the definition in the dictionary of what sorry means versus the word apologize, it'll tell you sorry is a person who is just down and out, or whatever the definition is. I forgot what it was, but I remember my neighbor was saying that a person should apologize, not say I'm sorry. So I looked up the difference between sorry and apology, and she's absolutely correct. I agree with her. I'm not going to sit there and be like, I'm sorry, because more than likely you're going to do it again. But if you say, I apologize, it's more genuine, it's more sincere. More than likely, you're going to try to ensure that you don't say or do the very action that caused you to cross somebody's boundary, knowingly or unknowingly, intentionally or unintentionally. So, apologies, if somebody can't apologize, then, don't worry about it. I would just probably distance myself from that individual. Another topic, always having to defend yourself against or to this person. They come at you and say they start projecting. Oh, you're selfish, you're lazy, or whatever. They're really projecting their own traits and qualities within themselves onto you. And then, but you not realizing like, hey, what the hell? Now you're like trying to defend yourself. I'm not selfish. I did XYZ. I'm not lazy. I do XYZ. Like, I feel that as an adult, you're past a point of explanations. People know what they've said. They know what they've done. And if they want to play stupid, then I'm going to leave you in Stupidville. Okay? I'm going to just, all right, chill butt and go on about my business. Well, what did I do? What did I do? Look here. Look here, idiot, jester, joker. You know what you did. I shouldn't have to explain to another adult that you're being disrespectful, that you're being rude, crude, that you're being selfish, ornery, spiteful, vengeful, whatever it is. I shouldn't have to explain that. And if you are so unaware and so, because I feel like self-aware people are more careful about the words that come out of their mouth as well. Because once the words come out your mouth, you can't take them back. So I would rather be silent than to speak. There was once upon a time I used to be like, oh no, I'm going to speak my mind. There's no point. It's just unnecessary energy and a waste of breath and time. I have become an observer to where when someone is just raging out and flipping their motherfucking top or blowing themselves up like a volcano, it's just like, I understand that you're angry, but I will not tolerate your disrespect. And see, I don't even have to raise my voice anymore. I don't gotta yell. I don't have to overtalk. I've mastered the art of calming my emotions, and so when someone is angry and they're going off, I'd be like, okay. And it like makes them more angry. Like, I hear what you're saying. There's no need to yell and scream. Like, calm down. Because even if they're talking and their octave is going higher, 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 I'm going to maintain my monotone tone, And 9 times out of 10, they hear what I'm saying. They hear that my voice is steady, my voice is calm, and I'm saying what I need to say. I don't have to go to the level that you're trying to escalate this situation to unnecessarily. Sometimes you got to learn how to control and dominate the conversation. Sometimes that means walking away in the middle of the conversation. Sometimes that means remaining calm, saying what you need to say. And then if that person is still going on and yapping or whatever, walk off. So what if they consider it to be rude that you walked off in the middle of a conversation? You're not entitled or obligated to take their disrespect, to be yelled at, to be belittled and talked down on or whatever. You're not obligated to that. You can walk off. You can walk off. I'll do that. I've done that to my bosses a couple times. Who you think you talking to? Because you ain't talking to Shanae like that. Shanae straight walk the hell off. But guess what? It teaches them that if you are talking to me, you're going to talk with a specific type of tone and a certain level of respect. Otherwise, I'm going to ignore your ass. I don't care who you are, boss, coworker, friend, relative. You can kiss my booty, okay? Just let me put my puka butter on it first so it's nice and oiled up and it's all natural ingredients. You can choose the left cheek or the right cheek. I don't really give a damn. But, I'm so joking, y'all. But for real, I'm trying not to curse, So, but I'm just saying, sometimes you got to give people your booty to kiss, and let them know that they are not going to just treat you any kind of way. But on to my last point, you never feel fully comfortable around this individual. And the reason why you never feel fully comfortable around the individual is because spiritually, and your subconscious mind and your spirit, they're one and the same to me. Your intuition, your gut feeling, knows that something ain't right about that person and their spirit. And that's why you can't feel 100% comfortable around them, because if you feel like something's off, you have kind of an off feeling, follow that. Your intuition, your gut, your instincts will never, ever lead you wrong. Trust me, they won't. But those are 9 signs that are, telling you that someone is toxic and they have toxic behaviors. And those are just things to be mindful of when it comes to people. The more self-aware I become of myself, I had toxic ways and behaviors. I've healed those wounds, and I'm becoming a better version of me. Just know that there's no need to be in competition with anyone else. The only competition you have in this life is yourself. The lifelong project in life is yourself. Working on your mindset, changing your mind so that your life can change. The more you elevate your mind, the more your life elevates. The more you take your feelings out of a situation and you just look at things from like a higher perspective, the more you can just live a happier life. When I learned how to take my feelings out of situations and just take it for what it is, which means accepting the situation for what it is, and, just thinking about what can I do moving forward? Because at that point, the past is the past. You cannot change the past. You prolong your suffering with I guess you could say, the imaginations of what the person's done. Like, I'm going to give you an example. When I talk about the memories of like my narcissistic mom and the things she's done to me, I'm not talking about it because I still feel feelings of resentment, hatred, or anything like that. I'm just giving examples to other people to give you an idea of like, wow, that's what you had to endure. That's what you've been through. Yeah. But if I continuously play those loops in my mind now, I'm only going to continue to suffer. I know that that's in the past and it cannot be taken back. But what am I going to do towards my future? I am going to heal myself. I am going to move forward. I am going to do what makes me happy. I am going to live my best life before I expire. So, just understand it's okay to feel those feelings, but don't allow those feelings to rule you. Just like Bruce Lee said, become like water, allow the water to flow through you. If you feel angry, you feel sad, feel those feelings, feel the anger, feel the sadness, because once you feel them, you acknowledge them, you question, why do I feel this? Why did this situation make me feel this way? Why was I triggered? Why? You'll notice that the feeling will pass, and then you've now reached or elevated into another level of consciousness, I guess you could say. You're now elevated in your mind. But anyways, that is how you basically can identify toxic people. If a person is not treating you the way that you want to be treated, then you will have to maintain distance. And if that person asks you, hey, you don't call me anymore, you don't text me anymore, or we don't hang out, or I don't see you anymore, it's okay to tell them, well, that's because, you're disrespectful, blah, 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 And if they ask, hey, it's okay to tell them how you feel. Always speak your truth with honor, love, and grace. But anyways, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ta.